constantly look at the cue cards, hey?
I don't know. These are the notes that we get from our viewers, so.
I think that's okay. Hi, everybody.
Hi,
Welcome
everybody.
to the Cunios and Gane show. I'm Angie Cunios, and this is...
David Gane.
For now.
I'm changing my name in the near future.
Maybe I'll change my name.
Okay.
We'll have pseudonyms.
We're talking quietly. Well,
That's
we'll keep the rate because...
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. We have someone sleeping in the other room, so...
A vagrant. We took them in off the street. No, we didn't.
So we have to do this. We are writers, and we didn't even bring our books with us today, but I'll just flash them up on the screen. Bloop! No. I flash them on the screen. Pow.
He's got
there we
power.
go. Yeah.
Great.
So, yeah, we are writers of young adult murder mysteries, for those of you who have never watched this show before. And we do, we talk about writing, we talk about just working together. What else do we talk about?
We talk about our favorite things.
We talk about our favorite things.
We talk about upcoming events.
Yes. So, that's kind of the idea of the show, right?
It is. Yep.
Awesome. And we have our cue cards down here, so
we keep looking over there.
yeah. So, anyways, I should let you run the show.
Well, you're doing fine today.
No, I just kind of took over.
It's odd.
No. Remember, you can't lean back
We're
too far.
mirroring each other.
We have to mirror.
Simon says.
There we go.
It's like a drama exercise.
Okay, so
this is who we are, and this is what we do.
This is what we do.
On to our next step.
Okay.
Do we want to say that we're humans with big hearts?
Sure, and we like humans with big hearts. So, yeah. What are we eating today, Anne?
Today we're eating some delicious croissants from Le Macaron in the East End. There they are.
I don't know if you guys can see that.
There's like a strawberry croissant.
I don't really want
to. And an almond one and a chocolate one.
Which one do you want?
Oh gosh, I don't know.
Okay.
Not the chocolate one. I'm not really a fan of chocolate.
Okay. That's the chocolate one?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's like 2 rolls of chocolate.
I know. It actually looks a little bit... I don't want to touch it, but it looks like E.T.
Okay.
It was looking at me when I opened the box.
Okay.
I can take, the
you pick
fruity
which one?
I'm going to take the fruity one.
Okay, I like the fruity one, but I want you to have it, because I'll take one of these.
You can have both of them.
What's inside that?
Almond, apparently.
Interesting.
We could share. We could cut them in half.
We never brought a knife on this show.
No.
So let's just not share, because we don't like to.
No sharing.
Okay. There we go.
There's our
breakfast
snack. Thanks, Macaron, for having...
I think it's this side?
Yeah. It looks like a little, I don't know. Remember that one character? He was like a little robot back in the 80s from that
Wally?
TV
Not
show?
Wally.
Yeah.
What? No.
Do you know who I'm thinking of?
No, I don't know. Are you thinking Short Circuit?
Yes. I'm so impressed.
I showed the kids that show.
Awesome. It's such a good show.
Okay. So anyways, we're eating Le Macaron. We always buy them. This is not a sponsored placement or anything like that.
We just want to tell everybody what we love.
I don't know if anyone's actually figured this out, but we actually switch it back and forth.
This was my turn.
From week to week. So mine was last week, will be next week.
However, I have an idea for next week. So could I just do next week too?
Sure.
Great.
Is it specialty for next week?
No, it's just a night. I just want to do it. If that's okay with you.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a little different, but it'll be good. I think you'll like it.
Awesome.
So that's our yummy thing for the week.
Yes.
And this delicious coffee Dave made. Oh my God, it's so good.
Is that? Well, you just wanted coffee, right?
Oh, but no, it's good. I'm a picky coffee drinker.
I'm trying to rip this and I can't. There we go.
So, what are we up to, Dave?
What are we up to? We are up to book 3, Wolf in Shepherd's Clothing. That's why I never say the names, because I have to think of which book we're talking about.
Let's tell them what happened. So I watch our video, obviously, once it gets up on
remember
YouTube.
Wherever your camera
it's over there. It won't vibrate anything.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah. So all these little things we have to keep in check.
This is a process, people.
It's a process.
We keep learning each episode what we have to do new.
Yes.
So, okay.
The checklist just keeps getting longer. So I was watching the video and I noticed that when we refer to Along Comes a Wolf, Shepherd's Watch, and Wolf in Shepherd's Clothing, we call them Book 1, Book 2, and Book 3. Which is no use to anyone who hears us talk who doesn't know what Book 1, Book 2, or Book 3 is. So we are now aware that we're doing this. We need to stop. Just stop. So we're going to hopefully change that. Make it a habit.
Sure. Sounds good.
Right.
I will screw it up all the time. I think part of the reason why we call it Book 1, Book 2, Book 3 is only because that's shorthand to do it, right?
Well, and we dialogue like that off camera.
Yes.
That's how we refer to them.
But
we know what we're talking about.
But now you want us to talk about which book we're talking about. Along Comes a Wolf, Shepherd's Watch.
Yeah.
Wolf in Shepherd's Clothing.
So people...
But see, the other thing is that we know the titles of book 4 and 5, but I never like releasing it until we're like a month out, month away from it, or like when we know what the title
so it's a secret right
looks
now.
like. Yeah.
So we're currently working on book 4.
And even though it's a secret, but I tell people occasionally, I'm like, this is the title of what it is.
Oh,
just to get reactions.
Wow. I've been keeping a secret, Dave.
Well, I doubt it. I'm sure you've told somebody.
Yeah, one person this morning. Actually.
Well, there you go.
One.
So,
you know who you are.
So yeah, I do find that kind of probably a reason why we do it. And then when we are discussing it on our messaging system that we use, Slack, we don't even do that. We'll do the abbreviations like
ACAW,
SW,
or
WISC.
Yeah.
So yeah, we could give the abbreviation SC for book 4, and that'll, because that kind of gives a part of it away, but everyone should know what that is if you're a fan of the series.
Yes.
So anyways, so yeah, that's what
I was totally thinking about that. Where'd you get it?
So yeah, so book Wolf in Shepherd's Clothing is being worked on at the printer. We are working on SC today.
Well, we can call book 4 until we officially want to announce the title.
Yeah.
It's just that even just book 1, we were referring to Along Comes a Wolf as book 1.
Yeah.
Which is like, no.
Yeah.
We should stop that.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we are, and yeah, we're right now. I think the big focus is just getting ready for the book release.
Yay!
We've been booking book signings. We are trying to figure out our release party. More details for that when they are finally available. I never thought that this would be a hard thing that we'd have to deal with.
The launch party?
Yeah.
That's because we don't have $1 million.
Well, yeah, but
if we had money, I think it would be.
I just figured it would have been a little easier.
Really?
Yeah. I booked birthday parties easier than this thing, so, and I don't think they're anything different. So
what's been difficult?
Just finding a place.
But what's been difficult about that?
We haven't found a place.
Well, but people have replied to our emails.
Mm-hmm. But
I think it's just us getting the situation that we want.
Yeah.
But so I think it's us. We have problems.
No.
However, I think we're going to love our final venue.
Yes.
So
even if it's in my
house,
we'll figure it out. You're not invited yet.
We don't know where it is yet. So that's our biggest big deal is and then, launching.
Shepherd's figuring out that.
Yeah.
And then we are working on book 4. We are outlining it, trying to plan it. We've been building the big timeline of the Wolf and Shepherd and Wolf mystery series. The whole big timeline of everything that happens.
Dave found this cool program.
I don't know how to pronounce it. Aeon? A-E-O-N timeline.
Oh.
So
it's so cool because you actually can see. It's like a social studies timeline.
Yeah, you can do characters. You can do events. You can organize it by books. You can organize it by locations. Yeah,
and it's the cool thing about. I mean, we're 3 books in now, and they're going.
We've never needed it until this moment.
But there's just too much to keep track of. The characters, the things that happen, even the little characters that pop up here and there. So it's kind of nice to see it all laid out, because one of my fears is that one day someone's going to turn to me at the end of the series and say, "Hey, do you remember that character that did blah blah blah? What was their name?"
Oh yeah.
Like I worry about not being able to answer the question because I wrote the story, but I'm This really helps keep everything in order, though.
Yes.
It's super cool.
I don't have all the characters listed in there, but I have the main ones. And my fear is that, and it's happened already, we've got one little glitch that we have to deal with at some point. I'll tell you off camera.
You've probably told me.
Yeah.
I'm not registering it right
now.
No,
I don't know if I have told you this one yet.
Well,
so,
look at that.
anyways,
Some behind the scenes stuff.
We've had a few, and some we've fixed, but some we haven't yet.
That's okay.
So, if we had known about it before we had reprinted book 1, it would have been wonderful. But
yeah,
see if you can figure that one out. All right, that's it for that.
That's where the books are at.
So now we go on to our segment. Is it our favorite segment of the show, or is the food? Or I always look forward to the coffee and the food on this.
I like all of it.
But we have our I took two. I got too many. We take questions. You can share them with us at Ask Cunios and Gane. Hashtag Ask Cunios and Gane. On Twitter, on Facebook. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to actually say that you can start leaving comments on YouTube as well as on our website.
I was going to say too, we've already gotten a couple of comments, because one comment was that somebody said that I look at the cue cards too much. Is that correct? Right, which is great feedback, because I didn't really realize that I was doing that. So I'm totally open.
I shook my head because I know who the person is.
I appreciate it. I do.
Okay.
I totally appreciate it.
So you're saying send us comments.
Send us comments. I want
compliments.
To hear. Yeah.
Things that we need to improve.
Do you like my sweater? Well, seriously, it's like those. It doesn't matter, but people have opinions.
You'd like to hear
a little guidance.
I don't know if you want to open the internet up to say, "Hey, this is what I think."
I'm thinking about that comment. I don't have an answer right now.
Oh, this is a great question. Okay, so I'm going to ask from the mailbag, the magic satchel. What has been the most rewarding experience so far on your journey in the series?
Oh,
it's a good question.
It's a great question.
Most rewarding experience. Since we've been writing the series, for you and for me.
I need to think for a second. Let me drink coffee and contemplate.
Like, just seeing your book is fantastic, right? Especially since I have wanted to be doing this sort of thing in some form since I was 15 or whatever. I think that is definitely something that I've really enjoyed. Just like, now, I don't know. It feels good to see it in a bookstore. But then now I obsess about if the books are in there and if they're being sold, and I start worrying about that kind of thing. But it's like, I'm not a person who enjoys a moment enough.
Right, you should.
I know. Because
short,
book 3 is done and I'm like, okay, let's get book 4 worked on, right?
That's good though.
But I think the rewarding experience for me is always the work. I love the work. I feel like the past 3 weeks, I think I've been doing like 60-hour weeks, nonstop, about the book, getting book 3 done, doing the work on the release party. I worked on our book business plan again, all these kind of things.
So the most rewarding experience so far has been working?
Yeah, I love it. I enjoy it so much.
So there isn't one moment.
No. Well, no, that's like my main thing. And then the one thing that I'm looking forward to that I really want to experience is I want to go into a coffee shop and find somebody, like I want to find someone reading our book in public that we don't maybe know, right? Or that it's not planted there where they're like, oh, Dave goes there and they've got my book and everything like that. That would be kind of cool. Just seeing it out in the wild is what I always call it. So, yeah, I think I would like that. Oh, and getting the book award, first book award, was really...
100%.
That was a really fun night.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
I remember when we were nominated and one of the TV, or I think it was a television station, had asked me a few questions. And they said, they'd asked me, like, are you happy to be nominated? Or no, they asked, do you think you're going to win? Do you remember this? And I said, yeah, I totally am going to win. I want to win. I mean, it's nice to be nominated, but let's be serious. I'm here for the prize.
Was that at the announcement?
That was at the library where they had like the announcement of the nominations. Absolutely. And I would be lying if I said, oh, it's just cool to be nominated. Like if we got nominated.
For me, it was just cool to be nominated.
It was cool to be nominated. Don't get me wrong. Absolutely. But I had a bigger.
We never got nominated this year, so yeah.
But there wasn't a YA category.
Yeah, and there were some really heavy hitter, strong books this year. Wow.
So.
Well, there always is.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with not this year, but you know, totally the award night was kind of like, you know, because I have always said this, I'm so happy with like our friends and our family and other, you know, students I know and whatever, reading my book and telling me how great it is. Thanks, guys. But when the industry tells you you're awesome, the professionals who kind of pick the creme de la creme of the the writing world, that's an additional validation. That's pretty nifty. So that was pretty great. Yeah. So that was a lot of fun. That was really rewarding. I also really liked when we had our indie our indie self-published version of Along Comes a Wolf. And we went to the Artful Dodger, which no longer exists. Super sad about that. To have just a quick book release. Like it was an afternoon where you could come in and pick up your book. And we kind of posted that on social media. And having people come in one after the other and buying 2 or 3 books and buying them to give them as gifts, that was kind of cool too.
Yeah.
Like I was like, oh.
Even when we did the chapter signing on, what was it, book 2? On Along Comes a Wolf? Shepherd's Wolf? It was
Shepherd's Watch. We're not allowed to talk about our books because we can't get the title right. Oh my God. Whatever. Those books. Whatever.
Moving on.
But yeah, you're like, those were fun too, right? To have the people come in and and acknowledge that.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
I really love when people, I never enjoy the moment again enough when people are really jazzed about the books, like totally into it and everything like that. I'm just like, oh wow. Like I like talking about the story and everything, but I'm like never.
When someone's excited
about the characters and want to know
and what happens to them, and and I have to. Another really cool moment was when our book was officially Along Comes a Wolf was officially in chapters, because there's a validity to being in an actual bookstore that the general public sees. So I walked in and it was on one of those display tables called Hot New Fiction. And there it was beside James Patterson.
Was it really?
Yes. And I was like, oh my God. Like it was a thing. Like I got super excited. I did a little happy dance and shook my tail feathers and was just thrilled. And then I signed the inside. I defaced it with my signature with a pink pen.
Like a sneaky one?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Whoever has the pink pen version.
Yeah.
Do a shout out to the blog.
Yeah.
In the comments down below.
That would be great. So these are okay. There isn't like one, because I think it's always when you're doing something that you are proud of, there's a process. Like I love the process. I love the work too. But I do have to say that there was somebody on Tumblr who recently reblogged the book announcement for Wolf in Shepherd's Clothing. And so I sent them a message and said, thank you for reblogging it. And they said, oh, you're absolutely welcome. And I've got both Along Comes a Wolf and Shepherd's Watch on Kindle. And I'm super excited to read Wolf in Shepherd's Clothing. I don't know who this person is. I don't know where on the planet they are. I don't know anything about them. And I was just excited that it was somebody outside of our realm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, is that expansion of beyond our little realm, right?
Yes.
That's kind of the dream, right?
Yes.
Just strangers picking it up and reading it. I've had a student who read the book before she was a student of mine, and then made the connection afterwards because she was recommended it, and I'm like, oh, that's really nice. So, yeah.
So those are kind of all the nice moments.
Yeah.
There isn't just one, which means we've been having a good time.
Yeah.
Oh, that was...
I don't Maybe it's the 60 years of work. The 60-hour weeks. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that was.
That was awesome.
You know, I was walking the dog yesterday, and I found myself really angry about, I don't know, a third of the way through the walk. And at the start it was something else, but it transitioned into something else. And I think it was just the anxiety of our to-do list.
Oh, yeah.
That's going right now. It's just, yeah, I was like, oh, there's so much to do. And some of it's like little stuff, like, we did the announcement about the 3 books for free shipping, right? And now I'm starting to think that wasn't the right way to do it. We should have just said free orders or free shipping, free shipping to Canada on orders over $50, which is what most people do online. And it's like, okay, I got to go do that, and I got to see if that works and everything like that, and then I have to update the website if I was to do that and stuff.
So this made you angry, or were you feeling anxious?
It was anxious, but then it made me grouchy because I had so much to do, and just anything that got in my way, kind of, because I went to the grocery store earlier that day, and I would go down an aisle and somebody would be in the way. And so then I go around and find somebody else in the way. And then it was just like, there was always these little blocks along the way. And so I think that just kind of carried over to, you know, all the things that we have to do and the little blocks that get in the way. And it's just like, oh, like, I don't know.
Interesting.
I came home and I said to Kate, I'm grouchy. I don't know why, but I think this is it. And she was like, probably. So
she's so level. God bless her.
So
awesome. That was a really good question.
Yeah, and
because it was nice too. We get to reflect on all the awesome moments.
Yeah.
Right? So that's cool.
Okay, so are we doing another one?
I don't know. If you want, we can.
I don't even know when we started the show.
Well, we've got 3 minutes of setup video. We won't show you guys. You don't need to see that.
Do we want to just call it quits and give a short show this time?
Well, let's try.
Okay,
because we have always
yeah.
been so long.
Yeah, because a lot of our viewers do not have the patience for all our talking, or they have to schedule out blocks of time.
No, they don't. They love us.
Okay. Okay. Book of the week. I gotta move all my stuff around because I've got a pile. You go first.
My book of the week. So I've had this book for a while and I love it. Love it, love it. I was jogging on my treadmill, and when I jog in the winter on my treadmill because I don't want to fall on the ice and break my hip, so I run inside. And I was listening to CBC Radio, and the book is called Love and the Mess We're In. What is special about this book is it is visual.
Bring it up.
Love and the Mess We're In by Stephen March. It's super visual. They've got what's happening here, and then they've got the inside thoughts of the characters there. So they've done all these really fun visual things. Were you talking
to Heather about this one?
Yes, right. You've been promised. Like, it's so beautiful. There's even a map of the subway in here somewhere.
Is that over here?
Yeah. So they've just been super. Even like the paper that they use.
And there's constellations.
Yeah. So it's an actual narrative. It's a story, but they've done it in this really.
I'm totally gonna trash your book. I'm sorry.
Right? So it's an actual story, like it's a novel, but they've done it in such a visual way. It took a really long time. Careful, careful.
I'm trying.
Like,
I think you're going to wreck it before I
do it. And they were really like aware of the type of paper they picked and how it was printed. Yeah. So like there's these beautiful pages. So it just puts a different spin on how to tell a story and how to tell it in a visual way and kind of move it around. And in terms of like the internet even, and web pages and blog sites, and how you don't just read what's in front of you, there's things on the sides and underneath, and you can tap on other things. Like they're super aware of this. So this book was, that's the inside cover. Yeah. So they were talking about it while I was jogging, and I went out and got it right away, and I loved it. So I was not only lost in the books of the story, but I was also lost in the way the words visually led me. So it's kind of, if you want a neat reading experience, this is it. That's my book of the week. Love and the Mess We're In.
Nice. Every time we do this show, I never have an idea what I'm going to talk about for my book until you pull out your book. Every time.
Really?
I don't think I have a clue. It's like this
That's
mad
kinda
dash,
neato.
and I just pick one of the books out of my bookshelves and go with it. And sometimes I think about a book, and then I'm like, yeah, well, like I just reread Silence of the Lambs. I read it as a teenager and loved it. And I read it just recently, finished up like yesterday again. And I really, really love like his way of writing, his way. I think I'm totally influenced by it because I see moments of how we write in his writing. He's much more detailed, which I love, and I want to see if I can push us further.
Cool.
But like, yeah, it's the like the details of the FBI training program and stuff like that were fantastic. But I know that it's also a problematic book in other ways. So I was like, do I bring it out? And then I didn't want to bring it out. So, and then you brought a bunch of my books back
That I had borrowed.
well, I give
Or you
them to you.
gave them to me.
I'm like, and you got to read this or whatever. And when we first started out, I gave her the $100 Startup by Chris Guillebeau. Guillebeau? I think it's Guillebeau. I'll just hold it up so you can see it. I really liked it because it's about that idea of just like, you know, basic bootstrapped business from you know, very little money and just try and build it into something. And I've always been a fan of like the bootstrapped business, not taking a bunch of money and creating a big business that has lots of beginning costs that you now have to pick up, right? And so yeah, I like all his writing, but I liked the $100 Startup. And the other thing I noticed that whenever I kind of put together the shows and everything, I never ever talk about what's in the books half the time.
I was just reading the cover, but you kept wiggling it. Reinvent the ways.
The way you make a living, do what you love. I don't know why I just took that from you. I'm going to let you read it.
Do what you love. Reinvent the way you make a living. Do what you love and create a new future.
Yeah.
$100 Startup.
So, and the one thing I really liked about this was at the very back, he has a list of case studies, all the people that he talked to, because he did it. He kind of created his own business and helped others create their business. But then he had like a case studies of all the people he's talked to when he was writing this book, and what their business was, kind of what they do as a business, and then you know. And I think there's somewhere in here.
Your spreadsheets.
I do. Oh no, this is the other one. It was the business, the location, and I wanted to say that there was somewhere in here I remember it was like, this is how much it cost them to kind of get up and running, and I always kind of thought that was cool. So, so yeah, that's my book of the week, $100 Startup. So.
There we go.
Those
are our books. Those are our favorite stuff. That was our question on great moments in our writing experience so far. And
where can you find us, Ange?
You can find us at
only at one place now. It's simpler.
At cunyusandgane.com.
Yes, cunyusandgane.com. We still have the shop.cunyusandgane.com, but you don't need to go there anymore, because if you go on cunyusandgane.com, you'll notice we've made a big change to our website.
It's beautiful.
We really are happy with it. Everything's all in one place. Yeah, it's one self-contained little thing. So please go on there, look around, leave us a comment in one of the blog posts or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, contact us. Let us know if you like it or hate it.
Well, please don't, because we put a lot of time into trying to sort this.
Dave put a lot of time into it.
That was part of my 60-hour work.
Yeah, he had an intense couple of weeks, for sure. I didn't do anything. I just told him what I liked. And I said, yeah, let's do that.
So, where can you find us besides cunyusandgane.com?
Twitter, Instagram, Facebook.
YouTube.
YouTube. Oh my gosh.
Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. All of which are linked at the top left
on our webpage.
On our webpage. Or at the bottom. We got so many links that we don't know what to do with them.
Find those Instagrammies and find those Twitters and just go look there too.
Send us questions. Ask kunusandgane.com. We've got a big bag full, but sooner or later this bag of questions is going to be empty. And we need your questions. We want your questions.
There's a lot of questions in there.
You know, if your friends and family, even though you know the answer, send it to us if you want us to answer. So even if it's like, why does Dave look so weird? Or why does Ange sit on that side of the couch every show? Now. Ask us any of those questions. We're happy to answer them.
Awesome.
So do you have a viewer of the week?
Oh, I do.
You take them all, but that's fine.
Do you have it? We can have two.
No, I haven't. Like my books, I have nothing planned. I'm just trying to get to the next minute in my life.
My viewer of the week is Sharia Leffler because she is so excited for Wolfe and Shepherd's clothing. She commented on Instagram and
gosh, now I gotta do a call out to Gwen Anderson then because she is. Is she coming to our launch party? Because I'm pretty sure Sharia is. She probably won't be able to because she's far away.
Yeah, that's true.
But I know she's going to try and come to one of our book signings. And like I gave her I showed her the PDF of like when we were doing the final edits and stuff like that, and she almost just ignored everyone at the supper table just to start reading, and then she got in trouble. So
that's awesome.
Yeah,
cool.
So yes,
so that's my reader of the week.
Readers of the week.
Yeah, and she has actually mine as well. Always makes these fun little commentaries. She'll send me a message, and they're great. They're great. So she's really eating it up, which is awesome.
I think Gwen, if you're watching this, you need to bring the fun commentary and send it to us.
Yes.
Okay, that's it. We're done.
Yeah, we're done. Awesome. I think we're kind of sort of in the 20-minute range.
Yeah, it's 25, 30 minutes. I don't know. We'll find out.
Usually have. Have a great week, everybody.
Way off, so bye.